What's up YouTube, my name is Alec, this is Alec Makes Things, and in this video I am going to be making vehicles to compete in a tug of war competition. Obviously the vehicles are going to be made out of LEGO Technic, and there's a few rules and premises to this competition. So the idea of this is that it's an evolution where each vehicle evolves over time or gets knocked out in order to create the ultimate tug of war vehicle. Each round of the competition will have two parts. One will be a low friction and one will be a high friction test. Now because the aim of this competition is to compete entirely on engineering rather than just power output, each vehicle will be limited to the same power in terms of the amount of motors that it's got and what motors they are. So each vehicle is going to have 4 extra large power functions motors and a power functions battery supply with, again, a power functions infrared controller. So once one of the vehicles has lost both the friction and the non-friction round, it will be adjusted in 1 or 2 minor ways in order to improve, or at least the aim of which is to improve its performance overall. And this will happen 3 times before the vehicle is knocked out or before the other vehicle needs to be adjusted. Obviously, for the sake of just eternally adjusting things, there'll be a maximum of 5 adjustments per video. And then whichever one wins at the end of this episode will carry on to the next episode, and I'll try and create a brand new vehicle to compete against it. This will be the first video in a series of videos, and hopefully some point down the line we'll have an epic tug of war ultimate vehicle. So I have made this kind of goal divider thing which will sit equidistant from each car. Whichever one basically touches this first will be considered the loser of the round. I really hope you guys enjoy this. This has been great fun making it. Let's get stuck in. So this is vehicle 1, named Tracky Bottoms for the tracks that it has. So this is obviously a track driven vehicle. It has a gear ratio of 2.79 to 1 and weighs in at about 900 grams, although I forgot to actually record the weight. This is a pretty simple design, and the axles don't actually run across the full width of the vehicle. So there's essentially 2 axles, one driving each of the tracks on either side, and then obviously the same is repeated on the back of the vehicle. Vehicle number 2 weighs in at 901 grams or about 32 ounces, and in an English edition is named Wheelie McWheelface. So this is a true 8-wheel drive vehicle. This has 2 driving axles on the underneath side of the vehicle, and it has 4 motors, and each of those 4 motors is connected directly to all 8 of the wheels. So when any one of those motors turns, all of the wheels turn. This has a gear ratio of 5.56 to 1, which is a bit higher, quite a bit higher than the other vehicle. So engines on, we'll get ready for round 1. Tracky Bottoms is not getting any traction on the low friction table, and Wheelie McWheelface has the victory. Moving on to the high friction round. I'm doing this on my carpet, but all later rounds will actually be done on the desk. And you can see here that Wheelie McWheelface is just dragging Tracky Bottoms over that line. He's got no chance. His wheels are barely even turning on this carpet. Tracky Bottoms doesn't have the torque. Wheelie McWheelface for the win. Wheelie McWheelface absolutely bossed the first 2 parts of round 1, and so now we've got version 1.1 of Tracky Bottoms coming up. This has an impressive 11.09 to 1 gear ratio, so a lot higher than before, and I'm hoping this will make the difference. And a Tracky Bottoms version 1.1 actually weighs only 1 gram more than Wheelie McWheelface. One of the big differences between this, other than the torque that it's going to be putting out, is the drive system, with a single axle driving all of the wheels, and then using these splitters that you can see 3 of on the bottom here in order to send that power to each of the tracks. So this means that all 4 of the motors are working together to drive all 6 of the wheels. So 2 more wheels than the previous version. Round 2, the low friction part coming up now, and we can see unfortunately that Tracky Bottoms is just getting dragged over that line. That super high torque doing absolutely nothing for it as it gets dragged over the finish line. It is just not getting the grip it needs on the table. It can't even pull Wheelie McWheelface when it's not moving. Moving on to round 2, the high friction round, and this is a little bit more of an even match. We've got pulling from both sides, but unfortunately for Tracky Bottoms there is too much pressure in the system and it is causing those gears to slip, and another victory for Wheelie McWheelface. So Tracky Bottoms at version 1.2, and this will be the final iteration for this battle unless it can win. As you can see, Tracky Bottoms is now sporting double the amount of tracks, and we've reduced the torque down to the same as Wheelie McWheelface, so they're both coming in now at 5.56 to 1. We went under with the torque on the first round, over on the second, hoping that this will equalise things. This has got a very similar configuration. The biggest difference between this and the first one is that it has a single drive shaft shaft at each end that connect all 4 motors to all of the wheels. This weighs just over 1 kilo, making it the heaviest of the vehicles so far. Hey, if you are enjoying this video, then I'd really appreciate it if you could chuck us a like. It does take quite a bit of work to make these, and if you're getting anything out of it, or you're enjoying it at all, really would appreciate that like. And if you want to see more content like this, then hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified of all future videos. Jumping into round 3, the low friction round. We have got a little bit more of an even match, but Wheelie McWheelface is absolutely smashing it, dragging Tracky Bottoms over the finish line with not too much of a problem at all. So moving on to the high friction round, and for the first time so far, Tracky Bottoms is actually putting up something of a fight. It even moved about ½ an inch towards the direction it's trying to go in, but it looks like Wheelie McWheelface is going to have this. This is easily the closest battle so far. And can Tracky Bottoms pull it back at the last minute? It is still putting up a fight, but with only a centimetre or so to go, it looks like Wheelie McWheelface will have it. I don't think that Tracky Bottoms has a chance. And there we go, Wheelie McWheelface has this wrapped up all 3 rounds. Low and high friction, undefeated. So this absolute beast, the lightweight contender, 8-wheel drive, a gear ratio of 5.56 to 1. This little beast is the winner. So if you've got any ideas for improvements that can be made to the vehicles or things that I can try out, leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, then smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this, then hit the subscribe button. And if you've got any comments, leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.